enjoyed the film, but before I get into my opinions, let's give you a brief description of this. It is by Zack Snyder, the guy who did coincidentally also make Dawn of the Dead. So you gotta be thinking
2004, yeah.
Dawn of the Dead 2004, and now he's doing the Army of the Dead. They're probably the same in the same universe, right? Same cinematic universe?
Probably.
Nah, not really.
Maybe not.
So that's number one. Dawn of the Dead is one of those movies that did put Zack Snyder on the map. It was his first really successful project. So, it is not in the same universe, according to Zack. I actually thought it was because it's talking about zombies. It's similar place, similar characters, but it's not. So, number one, yes, by Zack, he did do Dawn of the Dead, and now he's doing Arm of the Dead. What's it about? It's about a group of, let's call them specialists.
Mercenaries, yeah.
Mercenaries. Currently not doing their mercenarying. Whatever it's called.
Mercenary.
And they're approached by a very rich guy. His name is Tanaka. In the movie, he's actually played by... I had this up. Ooh, you know what? I had his name up, but I can't pronounce it anyways. Hiroyuki Sanada.
Okay.
Right? Is that how you pronounce it? Hunter?
It's Hiroyuki Sanada. Yes. You got it.
Yeah.
You seem lost.
Yeah, the weird thing though, the reason I'm tripping out right now because they gave him the name they have on IMDb is not Tanaka, but his name was Tanaka. So.
Okay.
Anyways, okay, so he's approached them and he goes, "Look, I got $200 million at the bottom of in the basement of my casino.
Right.
I need you to go get it. You know, you have 2 days. Why do they have 2 days? Because in 2 days, the United States government is going to nuke Las Vegas. Why? Because Las Vegas has been infested with zombies. Why? There's so much to add here. So, regardless, these guys, you know, they take the gig. There's a lot of little things going on where like one guy's going to betray him and more than I want to get into, but they go into Vegas, which is infested with zombies, to get this $200 million. A lot of stuff happens. Most of them don't make it out. Most don't make it out. Or get the money, and it's a whole thing. But the reason I'm telling you this description, I'm going to spoil the movie anyways, but I don't want to spoil the movie to the point where I spoil the movie every single beat for you. But I want to explain the premise. It is a zombie heist film. On the surface, that's what it is. On the surface, this is a zombie heist film.
Okay.
Once you watch it, and if you're quick, you'll realize it's not actually a zombie movie.
Okay, but there are zombies in the movie.
Sure. There are there are things that resemble zombies in the movie.
Well, there's different types, to be fair.
But are they zombies?
So one type for sure is zombies.
Yeah, sort of.
And then another type maybe is not.
So
maybe
if you classify zombies as people that were once people, then get infected, they don't die easy unless you pump in the head. All right. As zombies, then sure. But these zombies, the ones you're referring to, because there's 2 types of zombies. 3 types, technically. But the least type of zombie in the movie, apparently, when they're out in the sun too long, they dry up and just die. But then when a little rain brings them back, they rehydrate and come back to life.
For a few hours.
Right. Until they dry up again.
Yeah, it's unique, man. There's just some weird stuff going on here.
But it's a lot like certain types of bacteria and spore.
Which arguably is what turns people into zombies in most zombie movies anyways.
Well, zombie movies, it's always referred to as a zombie virus.
A virus or, bacteria, but, it's pretty close.
So here's the thing. I'm going to give it 3 out of 5 stars. Because it was entertaining as hell on the surface. Absolutely. On the surface, though, the reason it's not getting more than 3, even though it was entertaining as hell, there were things that I didn't like. I didn't like how ridiculous his daughter was. Then I remembered I have a daughter and she's also ridiculous. So...
Okay, well, a couple things that we can just add to this before we start. First off, Army of the Dead clocks in at about 2 hours and 28 minutes. It's on Netflix. So the good thing about it being on Netflix is, the time constraints don't seem to be such a big deal. It's directing Zack Snyder, but it's starring Dave Bautista, of course, known best for Guardians of the Galaxy, the giant hulking man, and Ella Purnell and Ana de la Reguera. So, and also, of course, Tig Notaro.
Which we're going to be talking about Dave later, too, so stick around. So, so on the surface, it's a very entertaining movie. I'm giving it 3 out of 5 stars on the surface because it's so entertaining, but there's weird things. But there's things I don't like about it. But then, I almost wanted to add a star for how clever Zack Snyder is.
Well, because he adds a star to everything he does.
No, but this movie particularly, okay, I'm going to be really clear. If you were really paying attention, and I have a feeling, Shane, that when you were watching this movie, you weren't really paying attention. You were paying attention, but I bet you got phone calls.
Oh, yeah.
And you had text messages.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Your wife and me probably interrupted you multiple times. And
it's the way it is.
Right. So there's these little things that if you miss it, you're really in trouble for how much you're going to enjoy this franchise, because they are making a franchise.
Sorta. TV show.
Well, no, they're committed to 2 more episodes, which they're movies. 2 more episodes, 2 more movies.
Right. Well, it's going to be and that's something I want to talk about. So let's get through the movie first, because I do want to talk about this whole TV movie thing.
Okay, so now I want to give it 4 out of 5 stars, but the reason I'm giving it 3 is because I know there's a lot of people that are going to miss all the things I'm about to bring up right now. So on the surface, straight up, as a zombie movie, with people that are watching it distracted by their phones and whatnot, you watch it, it's entertaining, it's fun, and the soundtrack is amazing. It's amazing. So the soundtrack is amazing. So I'm like, 3 out of 5 stars on the surface. Now, as a dedicated, hardcore science fiction fan, this deserves 4 out of 5 stars, and let me tell you why. Shane, can I tell him why?
Yes, you should. That's what we're waiting for.
It's not a zombie
it's taking
movie.
You 5 minutes.
It's not a zombie movie. This is about an alien invasion.
Yeah. So they got it right in the beginning. Got it.
So in the beginning, right, when they first start, they're making jokes in the car. What are we transporting? Mm-hmm. Oh, we transporting aliens? That joke,
coming from Area 51. Yeah.
Right. And then you find out they're just joking around. They're not transporting an alien. It's a zombie. It gets out. And it kills them, and the person on the phone he goes, horseman, whatever. This is the horseman. What do we do? This guy, this thing. We're gonna get out of there. They're basically like, get out of there. That thing's insane. Well, they didn't listen because soldiers are stupid, apparently, in movies. Because in real life, I know plenty of soldiers in real life that would have listened the second they said get out of there. There wouldn't have been a question. They would have bounced. That guy took 45 minutes to actually leave the area. You deserve to die. Anyways, the thing gets out. This alpha zombie, which is what you think it is, and it kills these guys, or it turns them, or whatever. And then it goes into Vegas. And it starts destroying Vegas. All these zombies. It's a zombie apocalypse in Vegas. And the government blocks Vegas off. And a whole lot of stuff happens. The soundtrack was so good in that series. When they're showing you the main characters and how they got out of Vegas, and
well, you're a big crooner kind of guy, so you really like that kind of stuff. I would give it about a half a star.
You don't like Frank Sinatra?
I like a little bit of Frank, but it was perfect because it was Vegas, and that's what the music is kind of known for. And it had an Elvis impersonator that was now zombified, and it was a very good dystopian Vegas. I agree.
Yeah, well, that's another thing too. The whole setting is awesome. If you've been to, I love Vegas. Most people that's been to Vegas, they love Vegas. Vegas is great, and because the setting is so Vegas, you recognize things, which is awesome. Yeah. But so this the alpha zombie takes over Vegas, right? But remember, he's being transported from. Just remember, he's being transported from Roswell, from Area 51. That's where he's being transported from. That's the first clue. Here's the second clue. He's not actually a zombie. Now, he turns somebody. That person turns into someone like him, right? They turn into like a sentient, angry, freaking humanoid.
Okay.
Now, when the secondary zombies bite people, those people turn into brainless idiots that apparently dry out, die, and then come back to life when it rains, like spores do or something, or bacteria. Whatever it is. Now, these things are sentient, though. Now, here's the first clue. He's having a baby with one of the other quote-unquote zombies. Right? So the big bad alpha guy has a baby, is having a baby, and he just goes crazy when she dies.
Right.
He pulls the baby out of it. The baby's blue. The baby's like a glowing blue, and then it just sort of like, the light goes out. That's the first clue. That's the second clue right there. The baby's like, third clue. The second clue is the fact that these things are sentient and like, they understand things. Well, here's the third and final clue. All right, before I get into the bonus clues, is when they finally kill this thing in the helicopter, his brains are blue.
Okay.
And you only see it for a few frames. When they kill him, the brain splatter is like blue. Okay. Blue brains, blue baby. The fact that he's having a baby at all. The fact that he's sentient and completely in his element. He was being transported from Area 51. They make the joke that it might be an alien, but they don't actually say that. I love how they don't actually say it.
Yes, they're very careful about things.
Right. And then here's the bonus clue that this is science fiction. Is when
it's science fiction anyways, but yeah.
I'm sorry?
It's science fiction anyways. Zombies are science fiction.
But it's not purely a zombie film.
Gotcha.
When they're breaking into the vault, there's a group of people that were there before them, also trying to break in the vault. And when he goes, these stupid idiots, they complain about the way they broke in or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he mentions that they're wearing similar clothing. And the guy played by, I love this guy, Omari. He played his names are hard. He played a character called Vandero.
Mm-hmm.
But played by Omari Hardwick, which, by the way, I love this guy. He's been in a lot of good stuff. I also love the guy who played Martin, the government dude. Been a lot of good stuff. He was in Sarah Chronicles. But anyways, Vandero goes, he makes a joke. He's like, what if they're us? We're stuck in this crazy time loop. And, we basically come here, we die, and then it repeats itself, and Tanaka is some kind of god just messing with us. And they laugh it off, right?
Right.
The camera pans over the bodies, okay? One of the bad bodies is wearing the same exact necklace. The same exact. Listen, it's not similar clothes, guys. It's the exact same clothes. I had to pause it 5 times. Guys, the female character, dead body, is wearing the same exact necklace as the current alive female lead, is played by Huma Korisha. Man, these names are hard. Okay, she plays Jita. Jesus, guys, come on. So Jita wearing the same necklace as Jita's wearing. Same exact necklace as Jita.
You can say same exact necklace again because that's like 5 times.
Sorry, but I can't get over it. It's not. There's nothing different about it. It's the same. So no, listen. When someone's wearing boots and army fatigues and that kind of thing, you're like, oh, it's similar. But a necklace is very special.
Yeah.
Anyways, one of the characters is also wearing the same flowered shirt and wearing the same scarf. And those were the people that died down there, okay? Which is coincidentally hilarious. The people that ends up dying back there in actuality were the same people that they were representing as corpses that died.
Okay.
So, it didn't make it into the movie, but I'm pretty sure that has something to do with what's going on here.
Well, there's more to come. So it's well, let's just say this. The story is the real hero of this film, of this movie.
Right.
Because it is. And the fact I love Dave Bautista. I do. I like pretty much everything he's in. My only complaint would be that Dave can't carry a movie as a lead.
Yeah.
He is more of a, you know, part of, he's really good part. He's great in Guardians of the Galaxy. He's great in Blade Runner. You know, and in this movie, I feel like there's something missing. And it's that lead character that really just drives the film.
Yeah, he's a reactionary actor, and more often than not, lead actors that are supposed to carry a movie can't be reactionary like that.
Yeah, and he's missing a little spark. There's something just missing. He adds to movies. He doesn't lead movies. And the only complaint I had would be that this story really is carried by the story and by the twists and by what Zack Snyder's creating. The actors, you know, I felt like there was just a lot left on the table there. Nobody really stole the film. Nobody really lifted up. And for that reason, it was a little bland.
Tig Navarro did really good.
She did what she does. You know, she did what she does. She's sarcastic. She's, you know, smart mouthy.
Natari.
And she does what she does. And she did it well, which was cool. But nobody stole the film.
No. I'm sorry. The character I was talking about was not Gita. It was Maria Cruz. Yeah.
Ana de la Reguera. Yeah.
Yeah, Maria Cruz wasn't just the character Maria Cruz. I didn't believe, so I didn't like it either. The actress is okay. She does okay in dramatic roles. I did not see her doing good in this. It just didn't look right to me. Wasn't the right character to play this role. I think
it's a fun movie,
huh?
It's a fun movie. It's something people should definitely go watch.
On that note, though, like I said, Amari Hardwick was awesome. Coincidentally, also one of the only people to survive, a la, Indiana Jones, Crystal of the Kingdom Skull style, right?
Right. Yeah.
Nuke hits the city, and he's inside this like hardcore vault. So apparently he lives. Coincidentally, he walks through like a bunch of fallout, which I'm assuming is not healthy for you.
Can't be, yeah.
Right, but he does live through it. He has a ton of money with him. Basically, like buys a plane or rents a plane. Goes into the bathroom, and this was interesting. He goes in the bathroom and sees the bite mark on him. Now, there's a couple ways to take it, and I love how they left this open, Shane. It's so good. First off, every other zombie's dead. Quote-unquote zombie, alien, whatever you want to call it. Right. They've all died. They got tactical nuked. The only remaining zombie, then, would be Amari, right?
Right.
But he was bitten by the big bad alpha.
Okay.
So he was bitten by the main alien, right? Zombie, whatever. And he didn't die. And I think a part of the process when you get bitten by this spore or bacteria or whatever this franchise decides to go with, I don't think it's a virus, because the way it interacts with water is very special. I think it's some kind of bacteria or spore. And I think that the only way for it to really take over your brain is for you to die. I think you have to be dead. I think when he was turning those people inside the hotel, he would bite them and then throw them down in the pool to the other zombies. I think that he was biting them and then killing them so they would come back as one of his alphas, right?
Right. So
this guy is in the bathroom. He starts laughing because he realizes how ridiculous it is. He literally lived through a zombie apocalypse, a nuclear apocalypse, and he came out the other side with millions of dollars. He's on the way to paradise, and he sees that he has this bite mark on him. So he starts laughing because it's ridiculously, horribly ironic. And it's funny how they were playing... Isn't that ironic, the actress at some point right before that. So, I'm a singer. So what happens is, I think, and they left it open because I think that that bite looked like it was healing. There was some scabbing around the edges as if it was healing. Number one.
Okay.
There was also some like dark, veiny areas going on, which I don't think he's going to die from it. I think that you have to die for that spore, I'm assuming spore, to really to take over you. And I think that if you don't die, I think that if you're still in working order, that spore might benefit. We might see a dude that has the abilities, maybe the aggression of that big bad alpha guy, but also millions of dollars in a plane where he can go anywhere on the planet. We might see him really, like, as a big deal in the next film. He might be the antagonist, perhaps. He also might be like this hybrid thing, which might be really cool. And considering that between him and Tig and Dave, damn it, Bautista,
yeah.
those are my favorite characters, really. And I think
Yeah.
Tig is still alive, by the way, too. So we saw Tig unconscious, but we didn't see her alive or dead, just unconscious. Dave and his daughter survived that crash, but his daughter had to put a bullet in him because he had turned. So I think that Tig survived. So I think Tig and 2 out of my 3 favorite characters from this movie survived, technically.
Okay, well, that's cool. Well, they got a couple of things to contend with because they also have this project, Army of the Dead Las Vegas. It's an upcoming spin-off anime-style streaming television series.
Oh, okay.
So that's supposed to use the same actors are going to reprise their roles for the show. So they're going to be lending their voices. And there's also some sort of live action thing.
What that is a prequel.
Yeah, they're going to do the prequel.
Right. That's going to show how they all got out of the city.
So it'll be interesting to see what they do with this, where this goes next. I'm very curious to see what the response is going to be. I don't see anything in production. You said there's supposed to be 3 movies total?
Yes. Netflix made a commitment with Zack Snyder. A contract. His contract gives him 3 Dead movies.
Okay. So, I mean, what we do know is that regardless, Zach he always spins some sort of really great tale. So this is worthy of watching. You should go watch it for sure. And then to see where he's going to take it, because he's obviously going to take us on an adventure. So over the next overall 3 movies. So in my opinion, just for that reason alone, it's definitely worth a watch.
Here's the deal, guys.
Fine.
I don't like zombie movies. I've been on. If you've seen our channel for a while, you know I don't like zombie movies. I'm not a fan. I used to at one point, but now that every zombie movie is basically and zombie TV show, in my opinion, is basically the same thing. Zombies chasing me. I make mistake. I die to zombies. I don't make mistakes. I don't die to zombies. And the movie usually ends with me going somewhere I maybe can be safe. Every zombie movie is basically the same thing. Right? Need to get out of the city. Find this one last place where humans are alive. Okay. I get it. I'm so over this genre. I cannot tell you. Every time I hear zombie movies being made, I just have this internal sigh. Because I don't care at all. Because they're all they're all the same. And they try to switch up the genre a little bit when they have this zombie that fell in love with a character. And you're like, okay, that's too ridiculous for me to get behind.
That was different, yeah. So
but
what's your point? But you said this isn't a zombie movie.
Technically different. But listen, I'm so tired of zombie crap that when I see zombie crap, I go, ugh. But this movie introduced ideas that go, wait a minute, it might not be a zombie flick.
There you go.
It introduced enough extra. So I feel like this genre is he's adding to it, which I didn't think you could add to it. I never even considered the idea of an alien virus that's cool. And I love that but I love this too. The government didn't, in every zombie movie, when there's a zombie outbreak, somehow within 2 days, the entire country is a dystopian nightmare.
Right.
Every single zombie movie you see is the same. Oh, small town, zombie outbreak. 2 days later, the whole world's on fire.
Right.
Come on. And this zombie movie, Vegas, one of the most populated places on the planet. Okay. Well, I should say year around because so many tourists go there. Maybe not population wise, right? But it's a lot of people. Well, it gets hit by a zombie outbreak in Las Vegas. What does the government do? Immediately surround that thing. They surround it, they quarantine, they abuse their power like the government does, but those zombies ain't going anywhere. And then they go, we're nuking it. That is the way the government should always respond to a zombie outbreak.
Well, in this case, though, it was easy because it happened to be Las Vegas, which Las Vegas is in the middle of nowhere all by itself.
Okay.
So it happened to be, if this happens in Los Angeles or New York City or any other, Chicago, it's going to be a whole lot harder to stop it, in all fairness.
Still, in all fairness, it doesn't take. Why is it always 2 days later the entire human race is dead? I mean, I refuse to believe.
Is it 2 days? I mean, maybe.
That 96.5% of people out there are so dumb, they're just so stupid that they will immediately be turned into cattle for zombies. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, yeah.
I saw a crazy guy running down the street with blood on him. I'm like, yo, I'm not going outside.
No, they come in and get you.
Lock the door. They're dumb. Zombies are dumb.
Yeah, some of them are. Lately, it seems like World War Z and Zombieland and a lot of these guys. These zombies seem to be really fast. And
that was my main problem with World War Z. Because I liked the fact that the zombies were scarier and like more of a problem. But it was so quick, bro. It was like instantaneous. And the only like surviving city is the one that just happened to have a giant wall. Like, come on, bro. Headshots kill all. Literally, so that's what we know about every zombie flick, right? Every zombie we've ever seen, even this one, shoot him in the head. That's it. We're done. Game over.
There's got to be a way to get rid of them.
So I don't understand why in every movie how the whole world gets infested with zombies instantly. Like, what's the United States? What did the Japanese say during World War II? There's a gun behind every blade of grass. I mean, listen. Well,
that's not the way it is.
I don't know where you fall on gun rights, but I'll tell you this right now. If zombies broke out in the United States, there should be plenty of ammunition to deal with them. And every movie starts with the United States. Not starting with, Timbuktu or whatever.
Yes, right. But the zombie story is about the individual. It's not about a government. It's always about the individual. It's about the person. Zombie stories aren't about zombies.
I know you like. I know I'm crapping on your zombie movie.
No. I'm not saying that. Zombie stories are about the survivors. They're not about zombies. It's a human story about survivors. I would say that the reason why is if government just gets in the way of that. So if you had big government trying to save everybody, you wouldn't have a story about survivors. So in movies, at least, maybe realistically, if zombies were real, maybe realistically there would be something like what we just saw in this movie. But if you're having a fantasy, then that's not it.
That part where the news guys are like, yes, they're going to nuke the city. President reportedly say that he thought it would be cool to do it on the 4th of July and sort of patriotic, don't you think? And I'm like, they must have made this movie when Trump was in office.
Probably. Well, yeah, they did, obviously, yeah.
Right. So like so they must have thought that they probably thought he was going to get a second term because like they sort of tailored it to like the way Trump talks.
But who knew who was coming? So.
But by the way, it would be cool to blow up Vegas with a nuke on the 4th of July because zombies live there. I don't care where you land. Seeing a giant mushroom cloud during the 4th of July defeating what would probably be our worst possible enemy would be awesome. Okay?
Very true. Very true. Army of the Dead. Get out there. Netflix. It's on there now. You guys go check it out.
3 out of 5 stars minimum. If you get past all the other stuff, I would say 4 out of 5 stars. And the fact that it's free means that my star review means nothing. Just go watch it.
It's not free.
I mean,
it's not free. See, this is what's happened with streaming. We haven't talked about it. It isn't free.
But
I will say there is very little new movies out, new content. So everybody should rush to go see this because I'm desperate for new movies.
Thanks for watching. To see the full conversation, become a member of the Popcast family. Use the link in the description below or go to our channel and click the join button. Select your tier and we'll see you at the next show.